Hey, so I had a subscriber ask me what's the difference between going out purchasing the actual flatbed trailer versus buying a car hauler, which you could buy the 3-car haulers, which you see the styles, which they call those wedges, or you could buy the ones that you could haul about 4 to 5 cars on there that has the hydraulics on it. So I'm gonna just try to make a quick video today, just to show you guys while I'm on the go what's my opinions when it comes to buying a car hauler versus buying a flatbed trailer. So you all know all I do is pretty much flatbeds. I don't have any car haulers. So for me, I like the flatbed trailer just due to the fact that I can actually haul cars on it too when I want to. I'm just not limited to cars. So when you go out and you buy an actual car hauler, that's all you can haul is cars on it, because the trailer is not designed for you to put any freight on it, just because it's not a straight deck trailer. So overall, when it comes to buying a car hauler versus buying the actual flatbed trailer, to me it's just all personal preference, because some of you guys out there, you might just want to haul cars. Maybe you don't want to haul general freight. Maybe you already have some type of connections and contacts with these dealerships out here, and that is going to be profitable for you. So at the end of the day, I truly believe it's all personal preference, because when it comes to hauling cars in general freight, you can make either the same amount of profit, or who knows, you might be able to make a little bit more with, the styles of trailer. But I just know from experience and also talking to friends that haul cars, we usually make around the same amount of money. But the only good part about you guys when you go out and buy that flatbed trailer is that you're not going to just be limited to general freight. Like I say, you can also haul cars too, because there's been plenty of times when I've hauled cars, or there's times when I didn't had 2 F-150s on our flatbed 40-foot straight deck trailer. So like I say, at the end of the day, when it comes to hauling cars, and whether it's you want to go out and you want to buy that auto hauler, that trailer, or you want to go buy that flatbed trailer, the end goal is just to figure out how can you get linked in with some of these direct shippers anyway, and how can you actually work that load board so you guys can start maximizing your profit out there. So I'll tell you one thing about me, why I didn't go with a car hauler. And basically, it's like I told you guys already, I didn't go with a car hauler because I didn't want to be limited to just hauling cars. So I wanted to have, the ability to haul cars when I wanted to haul cars, or haul general freight. So the only good part about the best part to me about flatbed 40-foot trailer is that I'm starting to specialize in oversized loads, which is OD loads. Basically, those are loads exceeding 8 feet 6 inches. So anything that's over 8 feet 6 inches in width is considered an OD load, which pays very well. I'm talking about $4 or $5+ a mile. So for me, that's what I'm specializing in more now, is over dimensional loads. So like I say, when you go out and you buy an actual car hauler, you would never haul anything over dimensional for the most part, because all you're going to do is just be hauling cars. But also with the good thing, when it comes to hauling cars, maybe at the end of the day, you might get linked in with some of these high-end dealerships, because that's what you're really aiming for. You really don't want to just be hauling for, more of these, like, dealerships out here that's transporting more, I want to say, cheap cars. You want to try to figure out how you could specialize in more upscale high-end cars, because those are the ones that's going to be paying you the money. So if you could get linked in with some of these people out here that's hauling these high-end cars, these dealerships, whether it's, the Benz, the Beamers, those lots, I guarantee you guys are going to make a good amount of money, and those could become your direct shippers. So if you can get linked in with some of those high-end dealers out there when it comes to hauling cars, and I guarantee you guys you're going to make money. And just a quick story. So one of my friends who I met right when I started, Hotshot, he had a 5-car hauler, and what he would do, he had a direct shipper. He made pretty good money, anywhere from about $3.50 to $4 a mile, because it's kind of get tricky with cars, because you might go pick if you got a 3-car hauler, you might go pick 3 cars up from different, locations, and then it just depends on how much money, you know, that car is going to pay you to haul it. You know, sometimes those cars only might be, you know, 70, 80 cents or whatever it is. And if you guys haul cars, correct me if I'm wrong and leave a comment below, but sometimes those cars might only be, you know, 70 cents going one way. And then you might pick up another car that might be, you know, 80, 90 cents going one way. That'll put you at $1.60. And then you might pick up another car that might, you know, go another 80 cents or whatever. So that might put you at $2.40 a mile. And that's how, you know, when it comes to hauling cars, your pay will break down. So it varies. But the only thing about that, you know, method is, you know, you got to stop, pick up, load up, stop, pick up, load up, stop, pick up, load up, you know, 3 times. And then you got to go drop off more than likely in 3 different locations. So that's why I don't really like it, because I like how I pretty much move freight out here in this world, what they call one pick, one drop. That's what I do. I pick up in one location and I drop off in one location, because I don't have time to be picking up in one location, then go pick up another load, then go drop off in one location, then go down the highway and drop off again. That takes up a lot of time. And one thing in this business, you have to start maximizing your time. So what I do is do one pick, one drop. So when you start dealing with cars, you're going to, you might have to go pick up at multiple locations, and then you might have to go drop off at multiple locations. So like I said, when it comes to hauling cars, for me, you know, I don't really want to specialize in car hauling. So like I was saying back on my story with my friend, what he would do is he had a direct shipper. He lived in Tennessee, but he'd pick up a few cars, take them down to Houston, Texas, and then from Houston, Texas, he'd pick up, you know, all of his cars at one location. And then he would always go out west. So he would go to the West Coast. He would go drop off those cars in the West Coast. And then from there, what he would do is pick up cars coming back down towards Texas. And then he would drop off in Texas. Then he'd find a few cars to get him back in Tennessee if that's what he wanted to do. But he was linked in with a direct shipper. He didn't have to go use the load boards or nothing like that. So it made his job more convenient, you know, for him. And then also, I know a guy that had a 2-car hauler enclosed trailer. So this is where you guys can make money at now when you're talking about hauling cars. If you want to go out and go get you an actual enclosed trailer, and then this, what you're going to start doing is really, you're going to start hauling more classic cars, more exotic style cars, more high-end real luxury cars. And I'm not talking about Benzes and Beamers and them enclosed trailers. I'm talking about Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Bentleys, you know, those styles of cars. And then once you start hauling those styles of cars, that's when you're talking about big bucks, you know, because I know a guy, like I say, he has a 2-car hauler, enclosed trailer. And I know in 1 week, this dude, in pretty much, he has sent me how much he made in 2 or 3 weeks. And every week he was making like $6,000, $7,000. But the beauty of that enclosed trailer was you're dealing with people that got big money, because they're able to afford these high-end cars. So what he would do is every time he dropped off, he would always drop off on time. And there were times when these big guys out here, man, that had a lot of money, that was tipping him $500, $1,000. So he was making money off the transport, you know, part, and he's also making a lot of money off of tips. And that's one thing when you're hauling freight, you're not gonna get any tips from, you know, the actual receivers in this freight industry, you know, but you do have the ability to start getting tips from the actual customers when you're hauling their cars, you know, whether it's high-end or whatever. But I just know my friend who wasn't hauling high-end cars, he never told me he got tips. But my friend that was hauling high-end cars in his enclosed trailer, he was actually showing me his cars that he was hauling in his enclosed trailer, and then he would send me a picture when he drop off of, like, you know, $500 and, you know, $500 bills and $1,000 bills, and say, man, I just got this for a tip or whatever. And I know, you know, I mean, he could have been just telling me that, but I don't know why he would just be telling me that he was getting a $500 tip and a $1,000 tip, you know, because I mean, he's dealing with people that's buying $250,000+ cars. So I mean, these guys got money to burn and blow anyway, so I believe him. So I guess if you guys want to get off into hauling cars, I would definitely recommend, you know, figuring out how you could haul go get you an enclosed trailer versus just going to go get you like a 3-car hauler or a 5-car hauler, because you could go pick up 2 cars and then you could end up making more money than somebody out here hauling freight or hauling actual you know, 5 cars. So at the end of the day, I believe it's just all personal preference. But if you guys want to just figure out what's the difference between hauling a car hauler, you know, a open heart car hauler, 3-car hauler, 5-car hauler versus a flatbed 40-foot trailer, at the end of the day, it's just all personal preference. You're still gonna have to get linked in with direct shippers. You're still gonna have to get linked in, you know, with brokers, you know, by using a load board. And like I say, for me, I just want to have the ability to haul freight and cars. So if I want to, I'll throw a couple cars on there because I don't specialize in cars. But if I want to just specialize, like I say, in general freight, and what I'm specializing in now, which is making a lot of money, is over dimensional loads, because there's a lot of people that don't want to haul over dimensional loads for some odd reason. But I know the reason too, just because getting permits and doing all that stuff for every state can be a pain. But you know, once you actually can figure out how to get those permits easy, it'll make your life easier when it comes to hauling those oversized loads. So at the end of the day, I mean, if you guys out there who ever have any experience in car hauling, whether it's a 3-car hauler, 5-car hauler, or an actual enclosed trailer, maybe you guys could leave a comment below to enlighten, you know, some of my viewers and subscribers, you know, on that industry. Because like I say, I don't specialize in car hauling, but I do have friends and I have talked to people to at least have that knowledge of, to say what I feel, you know, what's the difference. But at the end of the day, they're both going to make money. They're both going to be profitable, as long as you could get out there, hustle, grind, and like I say, always commit, execute, and be obsessed. It don't matter what you're doing in this world. It don't matter what style of trucking you're doing. All styles of trucking is profitable. You could go buy a 24-foot, 26-foot box truck and make the same amount of money as a semi truck, but you just have to know how to do it, and you guys have to get linked in with the right people out there. So hopefully this video was able to help you guys out there when it comes to having a car hauler versus a flatbed trailer. And like I say, if anybody could leave a comment below, I would definitely appreciate it, for you guys out there that's experienced and car hauling. Hey, everybody, like, subscribe out there, and be great, man.